In today's episode of The Story of Animals, we follow a creature that looks like it was assembled from leftover parts, half cow, half horse, with a sprinkle of moose, and maybe a dash of awkward donkey. Meet the wildebeest. At first glance, the wildebeest, also known as the GNU, might not win any beauty pageants. With its oversized head, curved horns, scruffy beard, and a body that looks like it was borrowed from a different species entirely, it's a bit of a biological patchwork quilt. Yet beneath its clumsy appearance lies one of the most resilient and fascinating animals of the African savanna. The wildebeest isn't just a funny-looking grazer, it's a key player in one of the greatest natural spectacles on Earth. Wildebeest belong to the antelope family, though they don't quite carry themselves with the grace of gazelles. They're divided into two main species: the black wildebeest, which sports a more compact build and swishing white tail, and the blue wildebeest, larger and more famous thanks to their starring role in the Great Migration. Picture them as cousins, one stylish and slightly eccentric, the other bulkier, more common, and always in a hurry. If there's one word to describe wildebeest, it's nomadic. These animals are built for travel. Every year, nearly 2 million of them pack their metaphorical suitcases and embark on the Great Migration, a journey across the Serengeti and Masai Mara that covers more than 1,000 miles. This isn't a leisurely road trip. It's a dangerous odyssey driven by a single motivation: fresh grass. Yes, wildebeest are basically food tourists, following the rains and the new growth of greenery. Imagine 2 million wildebeest on the move. Add in zebras and gazelles tagging along like neighbors crashing a road trip. The result? The largest terrestrial migration on the planet, a thundering sea of hooves shaking the ground like a drum roll. But this isn't without danger. Along the way, predators wait eagerly. Lions lurk in tall grass, hyenas form hunting packs, and crocodiles lie in ambush at river crossings. For wildebeest, the migration is equal parts feast, famine, and fight for survival. The river crossings are the stuff of legend. Picture thousands of wildebeest hurling themselves into raging, crocodile-filled rivers. The scene is both awe-inspiring and terrifying. Some make it across, dripping wet and exhausted. Others are caught midstream, claimed by the waters or the waiting jaws of predators. It's nature at its rawest, where survival depends not on being the strongest, but sometimes just being lucky enough to follow the herd at the right moment. So why do wildebeest risk everything for this journey? The answer lies in numbers. By traveling in such massive groups, individuals reduce their chances of being singled out by predators. It's the old safety in numbers trick. For a lion, attacking a herd of 2 million wildebeest is like trying to find one specific snack in a grocery store that suddenly grew legs and ran away. Overwhelming the landscape with their presence is the wildebeest's greatest defense. When they're not migrating, wildebeest spend most of their time eating. Their diet consists almost entirely of grass, which makes them essential landscapers of the savanna. Without wildebeest constantly mowing down the vegetation, the ecosystem would look very different. Their grazing keeps grasslands healthy, while their droppings help fertilize the soil. So yes, while they may look goofy, wildebeest are unsung ecological heroes, basically nature's gardeners. Life for a wildebeest follows a strict schedule. Calving season, for example, is a synchronized event where around 500,000 calves are born within a few weeks. That's a baby boom of epic proportions. Newborn calves can stand and run within minutes, an impressive survival adaptation. After all, in a world full of lions and hyenas, there's no time for a leisurely childhood. But wildebeest don't face the savanna alone. They often team up with zebras during migrations. It's a brilliant partnership. Zebras prefer taller grasses, while wildebeest like the shorter stuff. Together, they form a natural mowing team, clearing fields efficiently without stepping on each other's menus. Even better, zebras have sharper eyesight to spot predators early, while wildebeest have an impeccable sense of smell for fresh grass. It's like two roommates with different chores. Zebra does the dishes, wildebeest takes out the trash. Everyone wins. Despite their comic reputation, wildebeest aren't fools. Scientists have observed them remembering migration routes year after year, navigating by instinct and environmental cues. Their timing is so precise that they can sense rainfall patterns miles away, adjusting their movements to arrive just as fresh grass sprouts. This uncanny ability has been compared to having a built-in GPS system, though admittedly, one that sometimes leads them straight into a crocodile-infested river. Despite their serious role in the ecosystem, wildebeest do come across as unintentionally comical. Their grunts sound like a series of snorts and honks, almost as if they're attempting to play a broken trumpet. When startled, they sprint in zigzags, leaping and bouncing in a way that looks less like an escape strategy and more like a spontaneous dance routine. They may not know it, but wildebeest bring a touch of slapstick comedy to the savanna stage. So the next time you think about Africa's wildlife, remember the wildebeest, the scruffy, noisy, endlessly moving creature that keeps the wheels of the ecosystem turning. It may not be glamorous, but it's one of nature's true unsung heroes. And that brings us to the end of today's episode of the story of animals, Wildebeest. Now it's time to see how much you've learned from today's episode. We've got 3 fun trivia questions coming up. Ready? Let's start. Question 1. What drives the wildebeest migration each year? A. Avoiding predators. B. Following fresh grass and water. C. Escaping the heat. D. Finding new friends. The correct answer is B. Following fresh grass and water. The Great Migration is all about food and water. Wildebeest follow the rains to find the freshest grazing grounds. Let's try another question. Question 2. How soon can a newborn wildebeest calf stand and run? A. Immediately after birth. B. Within a few minutes. C. After a week. D. After a month. The correct answer is B. Within a few minutes. This rapid ability to stand and run is crucial for survival, since predators are always nearby. Let's move on to the last question for this episode. Question 3. What unusual sound do wildebeest make? A. A roar. B. A whistle. C. A honk or grunt. D. A hiss. The correct answer is C. A honk or grunt. Wildebeest are famous for their noisy, honking calls that echo across the savanna, sounding almost comical. Great job if you got all 3 questions correct. If not, don't worry. You've just learned some wild and wonderful facts about the wildebeest. If you enjoyed this video, please check out our other bingeable channels. Thank you for watching. If you have suggestions for our next video, feel free to share them in the comments below. We'll be sure to give you an acknowledgement for your contribution.